Thanks, Kent. Appreciate everybody being here today. Looking forward to Friday's opportunity against Texas Arlington. Last game before we go into final exams. And then next week we can kind of reset where we're at and reevaluate some things moving forward. But this is a great opportunity for us on Friday to show improvement coming off Sunday's win against Wofford.
Yeah, hey, Coach. I mean, your bench has really kind of pulled you guys out of some tough spots recently, particularly Trey Hannibal, Derek Fountain. Can you just talk about what those two guys have meant to the last couple games and y'all's success?
Yeah, especially as I look to Sunday's win against Wofford, I thought they were huge. Trey, he was fantastic. His energy on the defensive end of the floor, and then his ability to get out in transition and finish plays. He also had a couple nice backdoor cuts that led to easy baskets. And an area we want to continue to show improvement, had a huge offensive rebound when we were down 5 there with 3 minutes to play. I thought Cam Hayes, Kendall Coleman, and Derek Fountain, all three as well, played with great energy, graded out the best on the defensive end of the floor for us, and that's why several of those guys were on the floor to finish the game when we trailed by 5 with 3.5 to play on Sunday. So you see them starting to get more confidence, and hopefully that'll continue as we go into Friday.
Yeah, Coach. Just defensively, coming off the Kansas State game and to the Wofford game, just what have you seen recently from your defense, whether it's perimeter defense, rebounding, just across the board?
Well, I felt like coming back from the Cayman Islands, our defense was the strength of our team. We're top 25 in the country in a lot of the key statistics that impact winning. But I thought you saw some slippage there on Sunday. We gave up 11 threes at 35%. And when you go back and study the film, over half of those threes came either in defensive transition or off of loose ball, 50-50 type situation, scrambles, that we didn't make the plays. And so our three-point defense has been a strength of our team. That needs to improve coming off Sunday's game. And just overall, it's part of the journey. It's not just going to be you get better and everything's smooth sailing every game. I did think we took a step back on the defensive end on Sunday where we've been really strong to that point in the season. And so that's clearly been an emphasis for us in practice this week.
Going back to Glenn's question about the coming off the bench, did you think early on they had to figure out their roles, and now they've kind of developed into their roles coming off the bench where guys may not have had a lot of role playing before?
I think that's really the whole deal, Sheldon, is establishing roles, then ultimately accepting roles, and then you have other guys who are working to increase their roles, especially when you're putting everybody together new into one team. And I think that's always, to me, been one of the great challenges of coaching in college. The majority of the time, all 13 players on your team, for the majority of their life, have been the best player on their team. And now they get to college, and they might not be the best player right now. And so they're working to figure out the best way they can help the team win and impact their teammates in a positive way and build the chemistry of the team. And there's not a magical formula for that as coaches. You just have to try and be as intentional as you can and have very competitive practices that give players opportunities to establish those roles, keep getting better and improving as the season goes along. And I think ultimately, my goal as the head coach is to provide those players with confidence to go out and play on the offensive end very loose and free within the structure of the offense, and then on the defensive end to play with great energy and relentless effort. And it's really that simple. So I think you'll see us continue to get better, with the more practice time we get, the more game experience we get playing together.
I know we're just 7 games in here, but are you starting to see an identity of this team yet, or is that something that's still just going to take some more time? And just kind of what is the early, I guess, analysis of what this group has looked like so far?
Going into Sunday, I would have told you the identity was the strength of our team on the defensive end of the floor. I didn't think that was the case on Sunday. But overall, in the big picture, I think through 7 games, that's been the most consistent part of our team is our effort and ability to keep people to low scoring numbers. I think offensively you see continued improvement. I think a lot of that comes from just playing together more, continue to improve our ability to execute, and some of it, quite frankly, our understanding of shot selection and doing a better job of creating high percentage shots, whether that's post-up attempts with KJ or dribble penetration into the painted area, also creating catch-and-shoot threes for not only Adam, who has obviously shot the ball incredibly well, but for our other perimeter players as well.
Coach, do you have an update on Justice Williams, and then just how are you managing the backcourt rotation?
Yeah, he had a very significant ankle injury there. Not a end of the season type injury, but yesterday was his first day back on the court for non-contact work. So I would say questionable for Friday. I think probably a more realistic approach would be to gradually work his way back into practice this week, and then hopefully have a full week of practice during exams to be back with us next Saturday in Atlanta. I think it's like anything else. He had earned a role on the team through the preseason, and unfortunately went down with the injury that opened up opportunities for other perimeter players to step into some minutes. And I think you look at Cam Hayes as a guy who's taken full advantage of that opportunity. I think he's been really solid. He's given us great energy on the defensive end of the floor. His catch and shoot three ability has been an added bonus for us as well. I hope Trey Hannibal will take some confidence from his performance on Sunday against Wofford and just continue to build and develop the depth of our perimeter.
Um, I mean, Adam Miller finished last game on 13 shot attempts, 4 free throws. Just how are you managing, his workload, played 37 minutes, his usage percentage, just how much he's involved on, every trip down the court?
Yeah, well, obviously when you have a player who's shooting the ball as well as he is, and this dynamic offensive player, as you see, he's involved in every possession that we have offensively. I think his ability to use and read screens has been really efficient to this point in the season. As you've seen, he doesn't need much time or space to get his catch and shoot threes off. I think he's made great improvement in his ability to score in transition off the dribble. And I think, again, we all have to remember he missed an entire year. He went 18 months in between college games. And so I think as you see him continue to have this workload and get his feet underneath him, you'll see his explosiveness and quickness off the dribble continue to improve. He's a very versatile player, so excited that he's gotten off to such a great start. I think it's a great credit to him and in the rehab process, the discipline and commitment he made to get back coming off that devastating injury a year ago. All right, thanks so much. We'll see everybody on Friday.